Hello?
Hey, it's John Jarvis.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good, man. How's it going?
I'm doing good too. Thank you for taking the time to do this interview.
Right on, man. Yeah, it's no problem.
All right, cool. So we're going to be talking about the debut EP from Scour, which has an incredible lineup, including yourself. How did this band come to be?
Well, we started basically at a bar one night with the idea that Derek already had some material written for a project that he had some songs that just weren't quite right for Cattle. So he was going to start a new band and asked me to join, and we brainstormed a little bit, and we were sitting there, and Chase was actually in the bar that night, and he's an old friend I've toured with back in the day, and Derek has as well. So we asked him immediately if he wanted to be in it, and we did. And of course, we had to go find a singer and a drummer, and had our old buddy Jesse on drums that I'm in, 3 or 4 bands with at this point now, I think. So we grew up together in St. Louis, and we all know each other. So, of course, I had to get Phil Anselmo on vocals after that. So it all worked out.
Well, that's awesome to hear. I've been digesting the new EP a few times a day since I received the promo, and I absolutely love what you guys are doing with this style of black metal.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, we try to keep it short and sweet and catchy and make you want to have repeat listens and go back, and I honestly, every time I hear it, I love it more. I just love that Scour.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling this. Oh, sorry?
It's a very fun listen, I enjoy listening to it.
Oh yeah, same here. I mean, it's like multiple times a day I've been able to listen to it, and since it is so short, you are able to digest it, like you said. With multiple listens. Was it a conscious effort to make the whole length 13:49?
No, that was just a coincidence. I wish we could say that that was the plan. It would have been a pretty cool idea, I guess. But no, that's honestly just a coincidence. I just noticed that when I uploaded the album to the YouTube channel, and I looked and I said, "Oh wow, the odds of that." But then again, we have some other little cryptic ideas in the works. So we already got more material recorded for another EP. So we got it.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. That's the thing. We got ideas, but yeah, that would have been like a Pink Floyd Wizard of Oz type of thing. We all know Pink Floyd didn't really write that over the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Man, we didn't write an album to be 13 minutes and 49 seconds long on purpose. No, it would have been a crazy idea, but no, but that's just coincidence.
It's a cool coincidence, though.
Yeah.
So, is the future releases from Scour, is it just going to be an EP or an EP form, or do you guys plan on doing a full album at some time?
Well, like we said earlier, the short EP seemed to work for this band for multiple reasons. But I think at this point we're going to stick to what we've been doing because it's been working, and I think we pretty much got the music done for another EP already. And Phil's got the lyrics written, and his next step is he's got to record the next Scour EP, and go take it from there. You never know. At this point, it could be an EP. We could decide to make it a full length, but I think we want to keep sticking with what we're doing, and so it seems to work.
Yeah, just like we were saying. I mean, it is nice hearing it in that small dose like that, and just like 13:49 again. Just hearing those 6 songs, just getting them out there fast, and I would imagine that the next EP would kind of have a similar vibe to it.
Yeah, it's definitely. Sounds like Scour, believe it or not. I mean, we do. I think we have our own sound, kind of, and but at the same time, there's a little branching out already for the next EP. So it only ain't going to be the same thing over and over. But at the same time, it's the same band.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we're waiting Phil's vocals. So that's what's really going to make or break the album, or which really does for every album. So
yeah, that's true.
The vocals can really add, and I think what Phil did to the first EP was just amazing. So if he I'm sure he's going to put the same amount of effort into it, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do. So.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to that as well. As much as I'm loving the self-titled EP right now, which of course comes out tomorrow through Housecore, and as of I think just like a couple hours ago, up online as well, right?
Yeah, we just popped it up today through Loudwire, and for the whole stream, everyone can listen to the entire EP before it comes out, so they can decide whether to drop that big $6 on the EP. But it's available at Best Buy and Barnes and Noble. Most killer record stores should have it in stock, hopefully.
Oh, awesome. Even though I received a promo, I am going out tomorrow because Best Buy is right down the street, and I'll be picking up my copy.
Yeah, I'm wondering how many will actually have it in stores. I mean, a lot of Best Buys these days don't even have CDs in stores, sadly. A lot of them just stop selling them. But definitely available online through Best Buy, too, and they can deliver it. They can get it delivered to their store for you. That's, an option.
Yeah, I might have to go that route. The Best Buy I live right next to, they actually do pick up a lot of albums that you don't see in other Best Buys since it's right next to Best Buy corporate, so I'm kind of hoping that there's a chance that it'll be on there. Otherwise, I'll go online and order it and hopefully get it next week.
Right on. Thanks, man.
Oh, not a problem. So, how did you approach your playing in Scour?
You mean as recording,
or just like coming up with your parts and recording and all that stuff?
Well, basically, Derek wrote all the riffs, all the songs, and basically came to me with Tablisher and gave me the right to pretty much play whatever I wanted, and I just basically laid it down the same way he did, but the parts here and there, I added little tasties, couple little bass parts a little different than the guitar riffs, but for the most part, it's just exactly what Derek laid down, and so, when recording it, we were doing it on the Cannibal Corpse tour and have to stop and find little places during the day and hide in the corner and try to get some work done without people bothering us. But when you're on tour with 4 bands, I was actually tour managing, so I had to do a lot of work in between. It was hard to get the shit together, but Derek was pretty much there for most of the bass recording too, as was all kinds of musicians popping in and out here and there. So it was I wanted to use a guitar. I always use a guitar pick, which is different from what Derek does. Derek plays bass also, and of course in Cattle Decapitation. So, but of course he's on guitar for Scour, and so it's always strange when you got a bass player watching you, and I'm playing with a pick, and he's a finger player. Some of these finger players get a little, get a little weird about the pick being used like it's a crutch of some sort. But
yeah, I've always heard that too. About the difference between finger and bass, and to me, as long as you get a good tone out of it, that's what matters most.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't play that fast with my fingers if I wanted. I'd have to use pick for Scour. It's just too fast. But there's some players like, some shredders can do it. Like Rob Trujillo can play Battery by Metallica with his fingers. I never could. It's nuts. So I have to use the pick. It's like I said, it was a little strange having the bass player standing there, and then you got Alex Webster walking around too, and that's the thing. He's cool. He plays with his fingers, and he's one of the greatest ever, if you ask me.
Absolutely.
But he'll be the first to say some of his favorite bass players use picks. So
yeah,
you can go both ways.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When you were doing the recording for Scour, how did that compare as to any of the other projects that you've been a part of? I mean, did it seem easier for you to do it that way with the tracks pretty much laid out for you?
Well, it was pretty similar to the way I do all my other bands. This one just happened so fast. I'd say the difference is like we were excited, we wanted to get it done, and that's the thing. That's why we didn't stop writing. After the CP's been done since the beginning of the year. And so the rest of the year, we're so excited that we recorded an entire another EP, and we're already starting to write the third one. So nice. We don't plan on stopping because we're excited about what we're doing. And I mean, that's not really what's different. And, I'm excited about every band I'm in, or I wouldn't be in these bands. You know what I mean? It's just the speed of the way we're busting it out. It's Full Order takes our time, and Peg Destroyer, we'd like to take our time. So I'd say that's the main difference is, we're going to keep busting it out because we're excited, and then, while Phil's excited, we're just going to keep feeding him,
Oh, definitely, and I cannot wait to hear already the new material that'll be coming out on the horizon, and then, of course, writing for the next EP after that. I mean, it's great to see that there's that much material already, and since it is so short, and you can get it out that much faster that way, we'll be able to have more material throughout the year that way.
Exactly. I think if we wanted to do the next release full length, it would take much longer. And at this point, we want to start hitting the stage. So if you want to, play big shows with long set times, you're going to need more than 13 minutes and 49 seconds music. You're going to need, can't let Phil Anselmo talk for 20 minutes between each song. So you're going to need some more songs. So luckily, like I said, we're just going to keep pumping them out while we're still excited about it.
Yeah. Unless, of course, you want to go that power violence route where you just do an 8-minute set and people just wonder what they just experienced.
Well, that's the thing. We could definitely come out and just play the EP for people, and we've had plenty of offers so far, and we're trying to work some stuff out. But we'd like to, obviously, give a real deal set and have a real show for the fans.
Oh, definitely.
Instead of just fit 13 minutes and 49 seconds.
It would be a little more evil that way, keeping it at 13:49 even.
Yeah, it could be our whole thing. We'll only play for 13 minutes and 49 seconds.
You heard it here first.
In the contract.
So I would imagine when you're writing new material and just ballparking it, maybe like next year or 2018 being able to hit the stage, would you just be doing Scour music, or would you guys be playing anything else?
Well, I think at this point, we'd stick with just Scour. And, obviously there's been promoters asking that same question. We all know the bands they want us to play.
Yeah.
And we could bust out anything, and that would be great. But I think the idea would just be play Scour. And, I mean, we did, when we first started, like I said, we were on tour, of course. I thought one of their songs would be a good cover. So we thought about doing a Cannibal Corpse cover at one point. I think, if we need a cover, we can do just about anything we want to do. So it'd be maybe like a Grateful Dead thing where we can just bust out all kinds of different covers at all different shows, and you never know what you're going to get. Who knows?
That would be pretty cool. But if you just stick to
anything
Scour,
is possible.
Yeah, I mean, whether you add more music or you just stick to Scour material, I mean, I just imagine with the lineup of the band, it'd just be an incredible show once you guys actually start to get to go out there.
Yeah, we've over the holidays we got together, a few of us, and played through what we had at the time, and then we played through it about 5 times in a row, and it sounds great, and I definitely can't wait to hit the stage with it.
Oh yeah. Did you get a chance yet to jam with Phil at all, or was it just he sent in his tracks?
Well, I mean, I've jammed with him in multiple forms. I mean, I've been on stage with Down, and I've been down to his house a few times and collaborated on some bass lines for Fulgora, and
yeah.
But Scour has never had a full band practice yet. We're still waiting for that. Like I said, we're trying to get the entire set together first.
Oh, sure.
We'll all meet up and bust it out.
Yeah, and that'll be awesome when that happens. I mean, if it ever comes near Minnesota, even within driving distance, I would love to be able to see you guys.
Yeah, right on.
So, outside of Scour, is there any other plans that are going on for you this year?
Yeah, I got some shows with Agoraphobic Nosebleed. We're playing California Death Fest, and we're the Southwest Terror Fest, and also Pig Destroyer playing the same Southwest Terror Fest, just on a different night. And Pig Destroyer's got a couple shows with a band called Secret Cutter in Ithaca, New York, and Philadelphia, Union Transfer. And we got a few other shows in the works that hopefully will be announced soon. That'll be some big shows. And besides that, I got some acting gigs. That show from PBS that should be coming out this year. New film, a short horror film that I've been in. It's debuting next week called The Back Page. And doing some stuff for House of Cards. Of course, the HBO show Veep also.
Oh, that's awesome. How did that all come about, being able to work with all these great networks?
Well, they were looking for some Baltimore punks. I was working at a local venue, and I guess the people from House of Cards were just looking for some extras, and I was working the door, and they asked me if I knew any punks, because I guess they didn't think I looked like a real Baltimore punk. So I was like, yeah, people, whatever. And they said, well, do you know any musicians? I said, well, I'm a musician. And so I gave them my resume, and they were like, all right, can you come up in the morning and we'll feed you and pay you, and you might be playing with this political band. And they wouldn't tell me who it was. So I was thinking, a political band? not too many of those. I think, Rage or, System of a Down or Pussy Riot. I said it has to be one of those three. Of course, it was Pussy Riot. So when I got there, they were like, well, it's a female band, so we won't use you, I was like, okay, cool. And they said, well, why don't you come back tomorrow? And then since then, I've been on, I think 6 episodes of House of Cards. And from there, just, met people on set. And, I've been on AMC and, AO. And up next, like I said, is PBS, TLC channel. Yeah, just kind of a fluke. Yeah, it's just a little something I do on the side for fun, really.
Oh, that's awesome, though. I mean, being able to do 2 different types of entertainment like that, being able to play such intense music as you do with all of your bands, and then being able to play that kind of character as well, whether it's an extra or something more like that, for all these stations.
I've played a police officer multiple times, and I always think being in the band Pig Destroyer, I think it's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they feed you well there. It's good catering.
Oh yeah, the craft services are great. So with your other projects, with Agoraphobic Nosebleed, for example, I know there was talks about doing some more EPs in the near future. Is there anything that's been laid out for that yet?
Well, I think right now, Scott's working on the new Pig Destroyer.
Okay.
And, at the same time, he'll start working on a full-length for Agoraphobic Nosebleed, which will be more of a grind album, more of the fast, chaotic, crazy side of Agoraphobic normal. Like the last EP, Arc, which was really good, it's Cat's solo album. So he's also at the same time working on different solo albums for each member of the band. So I think up next, the plan was Jay, the lyric writer, sound noise guy, Jay Randall's EP will be next, I think, is the plan. But then that's, it said you got these plans in this rock business. You're playing a pretty picnic. You can't predict the weather type situation. You never know what he's going to work on next. Is it, the thing with art is you don't want to push it, obviously. You want it to just come together naturally. And we don't have deadlines for any bands I'm in, so it's nice to just, when it's done, it's done. So I think that the plan for Agoraphobic is, like I said, I think we want to get the full length out next, but you just never know what's going to happen. So.
Oh yeah, that totally makes sense in music, because things can change so rapidly that it's always hard to be able to create concrete plans, because anything can change at a moment's notice. But any new music that you got coming on, I'll always be excited about it, whether Pig Destroyer's next, or Agoraphobic, or the next Scour. Just being able to see you being as busy as you are, being able to keep up this momentum with all this great music, I will definitely be a happy guy.
Right on, man. Cheers.
Problem. So with as busy as you are with all these great bands and being able to do all this great acting work, are you able to check out any new music at all?
Yeah, I do, and that's the thing. I go to so many shows that I'm always seeing some new band and some new young band. And I mean, just this week, the last 2 weeks, it's been all old bands that I've never seen before. So, last night I saw Grateful Dead. The night before, Steely Dan. A couple nights before that was Guns N' Roses. I mean, these are all bands that I've always wanted to see. But as far as the new bands, like I said, Pig Destroyer always likes to bring out, like this band, Secret Cutter would be an example. We always like to bring out underground bands that we like, that we don't think really anyone knows about, that they should know about. A lot of times I'll, learn new bands from just playing these festivals when there's 80 bands playing, and, stumbling by, and you're like, who is that? And that's, the thing with these next few shows we're playing is they're all festivals where there'll be, some old friends with me. There's a lot of bands I've never even heard of, so I'll get to check out bands that way, and I like to see them live. I definitely love seeing bands for the first time live and hearing them live for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about being a part of music when you're able to go touring and playing shows and doing big festivals, is if you really have a passion for music similar to what you're playing, you will be able to experience new music that you may not have heard otherwise.
Of course, yeah. Just like when I was in Minnesota last time, we had, was it Invidiosis?
Oh, yeah, Invidiosis.
Local bands, and,
Yeah, Invidiosis.
I was familiar with them beforehand, but it was just an example of maybe them playing with us, maybe some more people got to see them,
Yeah.
But definitely want to help out in that respect.
Yeah. I was really hoping to make that show, but before I was able to get a ticket, it sold out, so it was very unfortunate for me not to be able to see that, but When you guys come back, if you do come back, I would love to be able to check you guys out for the first time.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, we had fun up there. So, and actually, I've been going through that city for the last, 10 plus years, touring with different bands, and I've just always had a great time in Minnesota. And one thing I used to be a merch guy for Cannibal Corpse, and we go through they tip very well. And I think every merch guy in metal tell you when the show's going to Minnesota, they start getting excited because they know they're going to get tipped well, make an extra $50 to $100 that night that they were not going to make anywhere else. So I know that Minnesota appreciate the shows. The shows, man, when they take care of the merch guy, it means a lot.
Oh yeah, I mean we do that so often. I know I do that myself. I of course tip whenever I get merch because I know Minnesota's not exactly like the first name you think of when you go out touring. I mean, obviously New York, Chicago, LA, and all the other major markets. But when it does come through Minnesota, while it's starting to pick up a little bit now, we're not always first when you think of that. So when we actually do go out there, we want to be able to support the bands that we do care about.
Yeah. It looks like my other interview's calling right now, bud.
Oh, sure.
But if you got any other questions, I can answer them real quick and call them back.
Well, I guess that's actually a good spot that we could wrap up. I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to do this interview. And if there is anything else you'd like to mention or plug or anything else like that, feel free to do so.
Yeah, just scourofficial.com and banditpress.net is where you find all the official Scour merchandise.